Hello everyone, today I will tell you about a small, perhaps even big problem of the Peugeot 308 in the body of the T9 with a 1.6 HDI diesel engine at 120 horsepower. In short, today we are going to talk about coolant. So, I'll start. For those who are subscribed to my channel, I think there is no need to explain anything additional, and for beginners, the markings of my engine are at the bottom. What's the point? What's the problem? After some time of using the car, I began to notice that level. Freeze, I have unstable. What does that mean? Sometimes the coolant level was either more or less than the norm, despite the fact that there is no obvious leak. Well, okay, I think now we will solve it. Let's find out what the problem is. In order to be as objective as possible, I think it should be mentioned that I have been silenced by the entire environment, both programmatically and physically, including the EGR valve, and also installed fuel preheater. Perhaps this has some effect on the situation. So what are the options? Perhaps a gasket has been punctured somewhere, and the antifreeze goes, let's say, why not? The car has already done 120 miles. There is no visual confirmation of this, of course. If a gasket gets punctured, then it will not leak outward, but inward into the cylinder, and accordingly, nothing is visible. But then there would be a specific sweet smell and a small or large amount of smoke. None of this is visible. What does antifreeze smell like through the exhaust pipe, I can imagine? And no, this is not the case. Well, but what if there is a leak somewhere through a pipe or some sort of connection? Let's take a very careful look under the hood. As I suspected, absolutely nothing, of course. You could argue that it simply dries on a hot engine, and therefore the leak is very difficult to see, possibly. But the fact is a fact, nothing is visible, there are no visual traces. Okay, let's move on. Probably a problem in the heater or pipes that are installed in the cabin, no problem. We go there, climb under the upholstery, and what do we see? Again, nothing. Everything is not just dry, everything is absolutely dry and clean. There is nothing to complain about at all. And no, it doesn't smell sweet in the cabin. It also doesn't smell like antifreeze in the cabin. I also know. Encountered it. The carpet is not wet. Under the carpet, there is nothing on either side. Everything is dry. Everything is beautiful. Here I need to tell you something else. Look, the trick is that the liquid from the tank doesn't just go somewhere. No, it changes its level, both up and down. And I think many have already guessed what the, as they say, joke is. And accordingly, the solution to the problem. There's a lid in the expansion tank, and if anyone didn't know, there's a valve that should work at a certain value, so we change it to the original. We drive and rejoice. More than a month has passed, the flight is normal. Well, I would have said so, but no, I won't say so. The problem didn't go away. At first it seemed that everything was fine, but it just happened that, by and large, everything remained the same. Here you are. You know, I usually tell you how to solve the problem, but not this time until I figure out the riddle. Maybe the new lid is defective, but I don't think that's the problem. You might think it's as simple as buying another one, but no, if you unscrew the lid, the liquid level should return to normal. It should rise a bit, but no. Yes, it does rise, but each time it's a different amount. Once it's a centimeter, the next time it's half a centimeter, the third time it's already 2. I can't find any regularity. That is, it's not dependent on the air temperature, like if it's freezing outside, the level is low, and if it's hot, the level is high. No, there's no regularity. You might ask, maybe there's regularity depending on the load, let's say city driving on the highway. No, I tried to catch this. Does all this affect? Not at all. When the car feels like it, the level drops, and when it feels like it, it rises. I understand that the fluid level can fluctuate in any car, but in my case, it dances from more than the maximum to less than the minimum, regardless of temperature, driving style, or long-term engine load. Regardless of whether I've been driving for an hour in the city or 3 hours on the highway, the fluid level in the tank jumps around randomly. One service center advised me to close the hood and not worry about it, saying that the temperature gauges are fine, the engine is cooling properly, and there are no errors. They told me not to interfere with the car's operation. So, that's my story. If anyone has any ideas or has experienced something similar, please share it in the comments. I'm curious to read about it and see how widespread this issue is. Am I the only one, or is this a common problem? I'll wait for your comments. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye and good luck on the roads.